Fine, okay, because we are live, so there's no more guesswork.
Hmm.
What's up?
I picked the wrong size.
You picked the wrong size.
Well, I guess I don't know. This is more of a Churchill, I believe. Well, they
I,
call it a Toro Deluxe, but that's huge for a freaking Toro, man. That's like 7 inches.
that's a deluxe.
Okay, they say it's 7.5 by 38.
Perhaps it is. Perhaps.
With Ecuadorian wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan and Peruvian tobacco with Lusanio,
Maybe
the Dreamer
maybe we do
Toro
that.
Deluxo.
Maybe we do that during the actual episode. Well, we got to start it still.
You say we're live.
We are live.
Okay, so
So, want to do the intro, or do you want me to do it since you've forgotten your job?
no, I'm gonna do it. I was just confused because of the size issue.
This guy, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what. Well, I'm over here with this doctor. He messed up. How was that on?
Anyways,
Can you start us off, please?
that was not observant report, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
What is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield Journal with my brother Miguel. Guys, we are here at Culebras Lounge in Bakersfield, California. Today we are going to be smoking a few more cigars that are not, I don't want to say leftovers, but bonuses that we got from PCA. And I'm going to be smoking this Lusanio, um, the Dreamer Toro Deluxe. Apparently, it's 7.5 by 38 ring gauge. Uh, I have not had this size before, so this will be a new experience for me. Hopefully, a new experience for you. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy it. We guys will be having an offering from Drunk Chicken.
Yes, there's no such thing as leftovers, right? These are bonus, or at the very least, these are singles that won't be going into pairings. For instance, like a full episode just dedicated on them alone.
Correct.
And I'm having the Drunk Chicken Living the Dream in the Robusto size, which is a 5.5 by 50 ring gauge. We're going to the full blend when we get back to you guys. But as we do, we got our little intro, and I saw some people already sharing. Thank you, Eduardo. Thank you, Byron, for joining already, and everybody else who has joined in. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that little intro. I'm gonna hopefully get a chance to switch it up pretty soon, so we can add to it. I think that'll be fun, and I really hope you guys will stick with us after this because it's gonna be a fun show.
Yep.
All right, talk to you in 24 seconds. No time to share. Look at
Archie,
that.
thank you so much for that comment, man. This table actually took a whole lot of time and effort from all the members here at the club. We painstakingly had to lay down and organize how each of these bands was going to go because halfway through the table they go one way, halfway through the other way. Um, it took a lot of gluing these things down. And then once they were nice and set, you had to pour the epoxy over it. So it was a long, long process to get this whole table. This is a pool table cover, by the way, in case you guys don't know. It took quite a while. They've since done another table. It should be coming in the club sometime soon. Um, but yeah, the guys have a really fun time putting these together. So I think they're going to do smaller tables. So if you guys are in the market to purchase one, if you guys want one, once I know for sure all the details, I'll let you guys know. You'll either have to supply the bands yourselves, or they can supply them for you, but it'll probably be for an additional cost because it'll be a lot of bands. But yeah, it is a fantastic table.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I'm really glad we get to do the show from this. Richard, add some explosions and monkeys to the beginning. I can do that actually. If I have to do this, so I will reach out to Cinco Byrne and her husband, and hopefully get some monkeys from them, because they are living in a monkey area, from what I understand, and hopefully we'll get that out to you guys today. So I can definitely add that.
Any business?
What?
Wonder if they conduct any business?
Any monkey business?
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. How long did it take to put that table together? Quite some time, because it was done in piecemeal, a little bit here, a little bit there. Members took breaks, or if they're just hanging out smoking a cigar, just arts and crafts style, gluing it down. And then Jeremy, the guy who runs the place, keeps it going, laid the epoxy down there. And that took quite a while to dry and to the level as great as it is.
Then you gotta sand it out, buff it out, do it again, make sure you fill it or get all the bubbles out.
Hit it with that heat gun, get the bubbles out. I mean, there's dedication that goes into something like this, and it really shows when you see it up close. And I'm glad it shows on the table as well, because you can You kind of
Yeah,
see
the
the
camera.
bands on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you see it on the show.
You see it when it shows up on the table. I was like, well, yeah, it's gonna show up on the table. It is a table.
Would it show? Well, if I took it off, it wouldn't show up, would it?
It
Because I
would.
can remove these.
No, because it would be behind you.
I wouldn't show. Wouldn't show, would it?
I would.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
So, guys, I have not yet lit this up because I was just smelling the foot of this cigar, and I got this spearmint wintergreen minty note coming off of it that I have not had in a cigar before that was not flavored. It is a very strong mint aroma coming off of this thing, and it is it's throwing me off. I'm not gonna lie.
So, that sounds pretty powerful, though. I mean, that sounds nice. I won't. I wouldn't mind that. Oh, sorry about that. And then I am putting in Ace Prime. I'm just trying to tag the companies so they can see what's going on.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
There we go. All right. So again, a big shout out to Ace Prime for the Luciano and Drunk Chicken Cigars for the Drunk Chicken, of course. Al, how you doing? I'm gonna go ahead and cut mine as well. It does have a different smell to it. It's almost more like campfirey. Is that note coming in still? Like, can you taste a little bit of that? I don't know how you describe that really. Like almost I think menthol is similar, right? Or supposed to be?
Yeah, definitely kind of that mentholy flavor to it. Not so much the mint anymore, but kind of like that cool burst of menthol. Very interesting.
That doesn't sound too bad to me. That sounds like something that I could get used to. James and Sean, how you guys doing? I'm gonna go ahead. Frankie used the soft flame lighter right there, which is a great call. Always a good call. Don't worry about needing something like this in particular. But I wanted to try something out here. Well, we have what I have been stealing from PCA, or what I mentioned. I hope I tagged them because I want to get them on the show. Guys, it happened, right? I stole your matches. I saw, I took, and I want more. Okay? If anyone in PCA is watching
Tell them how you did it.
Oh, we were over at the party for Ace Prime. That's where we got that cigar. Thank you so much. And I saw it on the table. I realized that's not just I thought it was just those little place cards on tables.
Yeah.
Saw that there was the rough part to light your match. Stole it right there. I put this in the bag. And you thought I was talking about something else or something. And no, I'm taking this. This is happening. And I want more because these are the perfect matches.
Which was funny because there was a few people behind you. I don't know if you saw them. They were doing the same thing. They were coming towards our table like, oh, wait, they're using them.
They were?
Yeah. And then as soon as you saw me put them in the bag, they all scattered and went to the other tables.
Scatter. Oh, my gosh. First time listener, where are you guys located? And only TVG apparel for... There absolutely is. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
We are located in Bakersfield, California. One of the better Bakersfield. I think we're like top 3 Bakersfields of America.
There's only
probably
3.
Don't tell anybody.
Anyways, yeah, we've been at this podcast for almost 5 years. It'll actually be 5 years in September. And if you're a first time watcher, I want to let you know a few things. We have our Facebook page, the Bakersfield Gentlemen. Pinned to that page every month is our birthday contest. If you have a birthday in that month, or your significant other has a birthday in that month, put their name and the date in there. You don't have to put the age or anything like that. And you're going to be entered into a free drawing that we do at the end of every month. We also have a group that we associate with that Miguel started called Cigars, Whiskey, and Beautiful Women. You can actually go over to that group as well. Join the group, and pinned to that page is a contest that we do called the Best Ash Contest. Not the Long Ash Contest, the Best Ash Contest. So what I do, beginning of every month, is I'll take a picture of my friend Ashley smoking a cigar, and I will put it up there. And your job is to create a better picture of your ash than I have of my ash. So you make it creative, make it artistic, make it interesting, and just have some fun with it.
Make it you.
Yeah, the rules are all on the post, so if you want to do those, absolutely free to enter, and you have a chance to win some cigars. Secondly, and there's Leslie right there. She'll tell you, Leslie's won quite a few prizes on our show.
Real quick, to Jeff, James, and to Robert, too. How you guys doing? Sorry, but we want to make sure, this is a good thing to bring up.
And then also at that, the last Friday show of the month is when we pick the winner for the Best Ash, the birthday contest. By watching that show, we're going to ask a few questions. If you answer the questions right, you're going to win a prize. And a heads up to those watching on YouTube, Facebook actually has no delay. YouTube has about a 3-second delay. So on prize nights, you may want to switch over to Facebook. And then, of course, if you become a Facebook supporter by hitting that teal shield for $4.99 a month to help the show out, you get into your own drawing for just Facebook supporters. Or if you want to support the show even more and go over to Patreon and do it that way, you're going to get into another drawing with a little bit higher tier stuff. But there's less people in that group, so more chances to win.
True.
We just like to give stuff away at the end of the month because we're blessed with being able to partner with some of the best companies in the business. And right now, for September, because that'll be our 5-year, we're actually looking to give away at least 10 boxes of cigars. And companies like Drew Estate, Oliva, Sinistro, Artista, DAV, Castagli, they all been fantastic and thrown in boxes. So we're going to have some top-notch boxes to give away to you guys next month, or September, not August, September.
Yes.
But yeah, so look forward to that at the end of every month. We do that giveaway stuff. We do the birthday. We do the best ash. It's just a fun way to give stuff away.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, we are going to be doubling up because last month we weren't able to do the giveaways. So this month we'll have 2 ash winners, 2 birthday winners, 1 for June, 1 for July, obviously. Sorry about that, guys. But really do appreciate your patience with us on that. I didn't even get to mention Drunk Chicken, living the dream. This is an Ecuadorian. Oh, no, excuse me. Let me make sure I do this properly here because I have my notes. Start from the beginning. This is a Habano wrapped Ecuadorian binder, Dominican filled cigar, the mild to medium bodied, as they say. And like I said, this one is their 5.5 by 50. They also have this in the Lancero, which is a 6.5 by 42.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them very nice. That Lancero, oof. Oh man, if you like Lanceros, it's one of those that you definitely want to hit up. It's a great portfolio across the board for Drunk Chicken, and living the dream does not disappoint in there. It's a little lighter on my palate than I would say a medium, but if you are just getting into a brand and you like something a little lighter, this might not be a bad way to start. They do have some heavier offerings, such as I believe the Mother Clucker.
Yup.
And
Broadleaf, Pennsylvania Broadleaf, I believe.
Mother Clucker, yeah, and the where is he? Right here, the Mexican San Andreas wrap, which is the Drunk Chicken cigar, the DCO, which is like one of their first cigars out there. So if you want to hit up Desiree, she is the owner. She's wonderful. The whole crew is really
They're
cool
awesome
people.
guys.
But try them out. Give them a try.
Yeah, the whole crew over at Drunk Chicken. I mean, they're so much fun to hang out with. Every time we see them, we just light up because they're just awesome guys.
People.
You can get that feeling when you know good people. So Drunk Chicken definitely falls in that category.
100%. Now back to what I was saying. Yes, if anyone from PCA wants to hit us up and send us a box of these, I want them. All right, I will show them off on every show because once this is run out, it goes away. And like boom, they're not on the show anymore. Terrible. But if we have enough of them, keep it going. I'll use them all the time.
Can I just put more matches in there?
No.
Oh wow.
It's impossible. Once those matches are gone, that thing disappears.
Wow.
It's the way of the jungle. All right.
It's intense.
Hey,
Did not know that.
Stanley, Dwayne, Joe, Leo, how you guys doing? Good to see you. B. Walter, how you doing?
Now, as far as this Lusano goes, very unique notes that I'm getting through the cigar. I don't know exactly how to explain it, so I'm going to keep getting into it a bit and see if there's some things that I could pick out that are making sense. It's really confusing my palate right now. If you guys have had this Lusano, the Dreamer, let me know in the comments.
Well, no, it sounds very interesting though. Leo, praying for your brother. You stay safe, and we will. Yeah, we're definitely going to have a celebration cigar after that. Sends police to retrieve stolen property. They can come try to get it, but I will use every single one of those matches before they get here. I promise you that. That door has a lock on it, and they'll be like, "Oh, let us in." I'm like, "Oh, 1 second, just match."
Did we have the homicidal hen from Drunk Chicken?
Oh,
Leslie, what color was the band on that one? I recognize it more by the color of the band than the name, honestly.
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, it does sound familiar.
But there's nothing wrong with the heavy cigar too. It's a gray band. That sounds familiar.
No, I don't think I had the gray band.
I think I might have.
I know I've had like a green, a blue, a red, or olive drab, I should say, and a yellow.
Don't know the yellow.
Oh, that's why their shirts were those colors.
Yes, for the fans.
Oh, I just thought they were going like rainbow with it.
No, because they don't have a pink
Now
band.
I get it.
There's no pink band.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I'm
So it's
wrong.
just stand out in different colors. You know, I will say a little more PCA talk, guys. And final count, there's 48 interviews that'll be coming out all together. So be prepared for later today. Quite a few of them I'm going to drop all at once. They did, Drunk Chicken did different color shirts every day for uniformity, but also to stand out, and they looked really cool.
I thought it was to
Love
match their
those.
bands. That's what I thought.
That would be a cool idea. Released last year, early this, or at least last year or early this year. Okay, cool. I'll definitely have to go. I want to say
we
yes
had it then
at
because we got it at
TPE.
TPE. Yeah,
Yo, I probably had it over at her
the
birthday party. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where, because I remember Gray Band.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's more familiar now because they gave us the whole lineup when we went to PC or TPE, and then we went to her birthday party at TPE in Fremont. And she's like, "You want strong or mild?" And I was like, "Strong," and I think that's when we had it. So I think we might have definitely have to go through my pictures to see for sure.
That helps.
Yeah, but yeah, that does sound familiar.
Ready for Frightmare info to drop next month? I hope so, man. I do not want to miss it again. Be very sad. Hey Brian, how you doing? Good to see you. Gosh dang, I was gonna say something though. There was something slightly important, slightly. Oh yes, back to their shirts being some of the coolest accessories to the booze. They also had their dancing chicken with the big
He
sign.
wasn't dancing; he was drunk.
Oh, he was drunk. Okay, he was just stumbling around. Oh, I thought it was drunk dancing. Just drunk.
Just drunk chicken.
Drunk trying to hold a sign. Either way, he was also wearing the shirt, which is really cool. Only thing that comes close to it as well was my father's jerseys, which also switch colors every day. That was an awesome little display of camaraderie. I love that. Man, I gotta talk to them too. I want one of those friggin' jerseys. They looked
very, very sharp. I have to say though, for me personally, my favorite booth setup, even though it was a smaller booth, would be PDR. They went with that kind of Miami Heat alternate colorway, which kind of like your hat, the pink and the blue, kind of had them meshed up, really cool.
That was.
I'm a big fan of the way that combo looks. And they did a really good job with it. They did the palm trees and whatnot. I think PDR had a fantastic booth this year, even though it was a much smaller booth than I remember them having in the past.
I liked seeing a lot of the companies do that. Romacraft went very minimalist on it.
So these really two couches.
Yeah, that's all you need. You just need to sit down with the appointment you have. I mean, especially if you have so many cigars already out that there's a back order. To bring in new people is very difficult. To promise them something you don't have. Like a lot of them were saying that, like, I can't ask new people to come on board,
right?
If they are not gonna, if I can't give them anything, that's not fair, and that makes perfect sense. Can't sell something that you don't have guaranteed of having. Like if you do a pre-release of something, it's because you have the pre-release going to be there. Which we're still working on, guys. We're gonna get that to you ASAP. And I just saw Dodgers on the screen, Richard, and totally distracted me. But they already have their next lineup sold. It's already gone.
Yeah.
So if Romacraft was there, it's to talk to maybe a couple new people that have been interested, get a sit down with them, and talk to existing customers that didn't see at the last PCA because they were not at the last PCA. So I think they did a really good job with what they did. Same idea with the PDR like you're talking about. And then some of them needed to go a little bit bigger because they have the capacity to take on new clients and to help out their old ones. And that was like Toscano was really busy, and Sinistro definitely needed more room than previous years. That just it needed to happen. They had to grow. I also liked Stolen Throne and Rojas's idea of having a covered wagon, and it's a very prominent display that you can't miss. You're walking by, you're gonna notice that, so you'll be stopping by just to check it out. And maybe not exactly a sit-down area right then and there, but there was some room for sitting down next to it. There's nothing wrong with that setup. I really do like it a lot.
Should have had Stagecoach. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yes, Stagecoach indeed. We're gonna take people around the entire thing too.
Yep.
They actually have the horses on it.
So as I develop further into the Sajano, I am getting a more heavy concentrated earth and pepper spice. That mintiness is nowhere to be found. But you do get like this cooling wave effect, like kind of like the menthol on the back end of the palate. which is very unique to me in a cigar like this. Um, yeah, it's just really hard to describe.
That sounds very interesting though. And this one is, you said what size is this called? This one?
They call this the Dreamer Toro Deluxe.
So we're doing a lot of dreaming here today. This is, hey Mark, how you doing? So we're doing Living the Dream, the Dreamer Deluxe. I like the name, by the way. Richard, not watching the All-Star Game. It's not over there. Billy, how you doing? Good to see you. Checking in from that Long Island, New York. Very nice. Smoking that Protocol Blue Label 6x60. I like where your head's at. I got a couple of protocols that we will be having on the show very soon.
Mhm.
But my goal is to get Juan and Kevin on to talk about them.
Mhm.
And the reason that we're smoking these ones right now, and I haven't hit up Desiree just yet, because first of all, nobody's free. They're all very busy. They're all getting stuff done. But I'm going to hit everybody up this week. And we had a couple extra of these guys, and very delicious. I'm not gonna lie. I've had this one before. This is not my first Living the Dream of the Robusto, and it will not be my last. Absolutely wonderful stuff.
Until Billy, no, I'm smoking the Lusano, the Dreamer.
So many freaking dreams right now. Yes. Again, yeah. I gotta call. I gotta talk to James too about that. That is our contact in our very very hush hush. Don't tell anybody except for the internet. You can tell them. But as Frankie described his, I'm gonna go ahead and go into mine a little bit. Very smooth, extremely smooth, not heavy on the pepper whatsoever. Maybe a little bit of white pepper on the tip of the tongue. Goes away very quickly. Not really sweet, but like sometimes when I get hay notes, it's a little bit sweet too. This is more like a little bit hay forward on it. And I was expecting a little more spice to it because of that Habano, and I've had a little bit more spice to this. But right now, it's just right up that alley of just exactly what I need. Not spicy, it's not crazy. It's just on the money. Joseph, how you doing? Dig through the covered wagons for 2 cigars. A roll still there. Very nice, very nice. You should come on in our weekly Zooms Thursday and Sunday. I could probably get there on Sunday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thursdays are messy because I got another show that we do. That's the true crime one. And I don't want to miss it out for my girls. Girls, Gore, and Jen. Love them. All of them. Lauren, Bree, Marlene, Lex. All of them are amazing. So if you guys want to check that out, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. our time. But I'm enjoying these Zooms a lot because I could just hang out and not talk. I could literally just listen in and relax. And when you're at a lounge, it's kind of nice to do that too. You're just hanging out in a place and you're hearing these conversations go, whether or not they've been going for hours or just starting up, and you get to hear different opinions and different life experiences.
Yeah.
Different stages of life. You know, you have the young guys just getting into it versus the guys who are set in their ways. They're in their 60s or 70s enjoying a cigar that they remember when they first started out. Like, oh man, these used to be way different. Or like, oh man, these taste exactly the same as the first time I lit up.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome to hear those stories. Whether it's that guy like, oh man, have you tried this new one? It's something that you might not already know about, but you're excited to see them try it for the first time. Or that old timer is like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this one. Oh, Viva La Vida will be in that. Okay, maybe we'll have to check in on Thursday then, because
that's cool. I was
yeah.
gonna call Billy later today.
Artisanal Tobacco, awesome people. I'm still excited for their new cigar. The how do you pronounce it? Let me see, octopus.
Octopus.
You know what I mean. You should know this. You should know their cigar. You talked to them more than I did.
Well, I just told you how to say it.
What's the name of their new cigar or the next cigar?
No idea. I don't know because I don't think they're doing it.
You're gonna do that one anymore?
I don't think they're doing it.
Oh, that's a shame because those ashtrays they were coming out with were really cool. Either way, I'm excited for whatever's coming next for them. Does not matter what it is. It's gonna be some good stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Looking for something real quick.
Very nice. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. We're good.
Okay, cool. Now, as we talked about this week, we do have the Ace Prime and Drunk Chicken right now, and I will be scheduling to get the owners on this week as well. So we might not have them on this week, so we can give them a little time ahead of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to book anyone the same week, so we can promote it a little better. But if anyone does hop on, I hope you guys will stick with us on that. We have a lot of manufacturers in our Zooms. Please join us. We'll send you the link. Please do so. Yeah. Send it to me too if you have a chance.
You don't have to, but as long as I get it, we should be fine.
Yeah, I'm definitely down, especially for Sundays. That's That's a no-brainer. Right now, it's a little hot outside for us to smoke out there. So if I'm here, it's much easier. I was gonna have a cigar by the pool yesterday, and I
Oof.
realized no, no, I need to be under the water. If there's like a bubble under the water that I could smoke in, then maybe then. But other than that, it's impossibly hot. I think it's 110 today. It's not the business. I know Vegas is like 112 to 117 for the next couple of like the next week or so. So I know it's hotter over there, but there's at least a pool every 5 feet in Vegas. Everything's AC. Those giant. You look at the top of the building. It's just giant AC units everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're prepared for it. Bakersfield, not so much.
No, not so much. We get swamp coolers.
113. Yep. Palm Desert 112. 109 in Richards area 110. Yep. It is what it is right now, guys. So just stay cool, please. Don't be passing out in the heat from cigars. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, the heat wave is real right now. I wish I was used to it by now. I'm on 12. No, I'm on 16 years almost of being in Bakersfield. Like I was before high school, not even after. It was before, and the heat has never tapered off for me.
Nope.
It's just so hot. I've been lucky enough where I've either had a pool or access to a pool the entire time, and it's still you get in that water and it's warm right off the bat.
Any of these kids walking around in the middle of summer in jeans and a hoodie.
Man, I feel so old for saying that because I remember like I never did it myself, but buddies would, and I wouldn't care. Like whatever, wear what you want. It makes it worse for me looking at you wearing jeans and that hoodie. You got your friggin' Crocs on for some reason with your socks still.
Yeah.
These kids these days, they don't know. They don't know. I had the oldest feeling in the world yesterday. I hopped back on Twitter for some reason. I don't know why, guys. If you want to follow, go ahead. But the Bakersfield Gentleman on Twitter is run by Frank. You can check it out. We'll post more there as it comes. But a girl was holding up one of those like CDs with free internet.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I can't believe they used to hand this out to people, and they would like mail it to you for internet. I'm like, why you gotta do that? I used to get those in the grocery store all the time and feel super cool. Like, oh, I'm collecting internet. Yeah. Anyway, random question: do you guys prefer Don Carlos over the Eye of the Shark? Somehow the Don Carlos treats me better and the price is better. You know, it just depends on what I'm doing. I like them both a lot. I would probably go with you though on the Don Carlos. The Eye of the Shark shape is real fun. It's real cool. And they also have a Julius Caesar in that shape, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's the point I was gonna make. I don't really rank the the Don Carlos, the Eye of the Shark, all those as far as which ones I like better because again, it's gonna hit your palate different ways at different times for different reasons. So it's really hard to pinpoint which one I like better. Don't get me wrong, I smoked my fair share of both. And I dig both. I'm a big fan of Fuente. I like all the stuff that he does. I guess I'll be the odd man out though. I guess I would say I probably smoked more Eye of the Sharks.
It's fair.
To be honest. So I'll probably lean that way. And of course, I've also, like Miguel said, I've enjoyed the Julius Caesar and the Eye of the Shark. I think it's fantastic. It's a fun, unique shape, and
they should have named the Eye of the Caesar.
Right, and it's very enjoyable to smoke.
They both are very good. And I will say there's nothing wrong with that. The Eye of the Shark is a great cigar as well. But I think just the Don Carlos itself, money.
So Richard said he prefers the summer to winter. I got to disagree. I think our winters are quite drastically different. If I remember correctly, I think they get snow where he's at.
It's gross.
We don't get snow here. It'll hail every once in a while, but that's about it. For me, you could always put on more layers, but there's only so much you can take off before you can't go outside anymore.
They get upset. Real quick, about to light up that Golden Goat Nug. Very nice. I miss Reste. I wish he'd come back, but hopefully we'll see him at TPE. I'm not sure if he's gonna go or not, but nonetheless, it'd be cool to see him. 99 in Manchester, 99 tomorrow. No air there. Oh my gosh. Did El Septimo have a host of asking on YouTube? Did El Septimo have the new cognac that was mentioned a few weeks ago at Pero Cigars? If they're talking about the $1.5 million bottle, that was there. Were we offered any? No. The security, because they had security guards standing at the $5.5 million lighters, 3 of them, I believe. Beautiful things. They had a wonderful golden humidor, I believe, too, which is like a pyramid shape. And I want to say there was a single cigar holder, like a cigar tube, like those metal ones you get at the thing, or
Yeah.
the plastic ones, so it's kind of shaped. This was all gold, so that one was also probably a little pricey. But the cognac looked real good, and Jeff from was it Corona
Corona cigar.
Corona Cigars, he got a little sip of that, so I'm really happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, as much as we try to contribute to the cigar industry and the community, um, he probably buys and sells a little more cigars than we do. So I feel like he probably earned a little more cognac than we did.
Very true.
Not gonna fault him on that. I think he's a cool guy, and I hope the success. But I also wish he would have shared. Whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Gosh, more. I want to make sure we get to all these. I didn't miss that one. Didn't miss that one. Richard, Shark Week is coming up. Need to stock up on the sharks to get ready. If I could have an eye of the shark every day of Shark Week, that would be really cool. Actually, is there any other shark themed cigars?
I want to say one. I don't remember one having a hammerhead on it. I don't remember the name of the cigar.
That sounds familiar.
I thought I remember one having a hammerhead on it.
Maybe we have to do a cigar or one of our core lines when we finally release ones that will be on a regular basis.
Mhm.
It'll be cigar themed. I want a great white. What's the tiny little guy? Little cookie cutter? Is that the one? Cookie cutter shark? They're very small, and instead of even killing their prey, they'll usually just cut a little chunk out of a really big fish and just eat that.
I get
Very
Dumbo squid or
a-
Dumbo octopus.
I was like, what the hell's a Dumbo squid?
They live at the bottom of the ocean, and they're very, very tiny and adorable, and I like one.
We're talking about sharks.
I know, but I'd like to.
No one cares about your
Thank you.
squid of octopus obsessions.
Thank you.
Damn it, Frankie. No, I'm just kidding. I'll have to see a picture. Cannot wait to try the Fuente Padron combination cigars. I will break down and buy it. Billy, I think we're all going to have to do that. They look phenomenal.
The only thing is, you're going to have to wait for another year, brother.
Yeah, they're not coming out until the end of 2023.
Beginning of 2024, somewhere in there.
Possibly, yeah, beginning of. So, I mean, it's like when a good movie trailer drops.
Yeah.
And everyone's excited, and then the trailer's like, say it drops today, 2027. It's like, really? Why are you doing this to me? If you got trailers for it, why you?
Yeah.
It's okay. Makos are fast. That would be a good one too. Goblin sharks are creepy looking. We have several shark incidents here off Long Island. I remember hearing actually a lot about that. I think Shark Week kind of gets a little bit of stories in your neck of the woods. I don't think California really gets shark incidences too often. I've seen a couple of sharks caught off Ventura Pier, but I don't think a lot of shark attacks or incidents in general. I can't picture it.
For the life of me, I can't remember anything. I think. No, I'm trying to remember.
I can't think of any. Call it.
I'm trying to remember.
I think because the water's too cold on our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
It just might be it. Sand sharks, yeah, we got plenty of sand sharks. I don't hear them hurting a lot of people though, right? Brian, I could be wrong on that though. I am not the surfer kind. A boogie board, a body board, it's a lot of fun. Body surf, excuse me. Why? Yeah, that's why you shuffle your feet. I remember that. I need to get back to the ocean, man. I really underappreciated it living in Ventura. Underappreciated a lot of stuff living in Ventura.
I do remember they had that
on
one
yeah.
incident where they had a predator shark in the water, and they ended up catching it. But they wanted to investigate why it was there. They thought it was a warmer water. They thought maybe more food. Then of course they cut it open. Poor little Kittner boy falls out.
Oh, the Kittner boy. Oh shoot, yeah. Yeah. Actually, they cut that one open. They found a license plate, and they found other stuff. But
I look on IMDb to find it. Like, what the hell is?
You couldn't remember the Kittner kids? You are ridiculous, sir. In fact, Billy's just talking about Jaws right there. It was based on Amity Harbor in Long Island. That's crazy. Ugh. Alfonso, how you doing?
I have not tried shark fin soup. I've heard that it is
Try that.
Pretty messed up the way they harvest the poor sharks. They really don't use everything. They just cut the fins on and toss them back.
That's not cool.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not vegan at all. I love steak and burgers and hot dogs.
No, but be humane to animals.
Yeah,
eat the whole thing.
If you're gonna kill an animal for food, use everything you can.
Hey,
Don't just cut off what you need and toss it back. That's messed up.
well, real quick, Jeff over on YouTube. Hey, thank you for joining us, brother. It's the that one crab that grows. I think it's a stone crab
Oh, they
that
just
grow
take off one of the claws and
one
throw it
claw,
back.
throw 'em back
Well,
in
that
there.
grows back.
Yeah, that's
That poor shark's just there waiting to die.
it's not great. It's not great. I mean, maybe they need to eat more lizard tail. You know, they grow those back.
What if it tastes like frog's legs? I've had frog's legs.
Frog legs are fine. I enjoy it. It's not the best thing in the world, but
Yeah,
if maybe I just gotta have it prepared differently.
maybe.
'Cause I don't
If
even
you're gonna harvest an animal, use the animal. Don't
Yeah.
just butcher it and
top to
toss it.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any waste involved in that
Yeah.
situation. It's why we have friggin' short-filled cigars. All right, it's the same premise. Use
Use
everything.
it all.
Use everything. All right. Resources are technically finite. We can do better with them. We can do worse. So let's just use it all. You know, properly.
And don't let that poor kidney boy have died for nothing.
I always think you're gonna go into they caught it to try to, and then they wanted to put it in their aquarium, but no great white has ever survived an aquarium, and the mother was very upset.
Now, I wonder why great whites don't survive in aquariums, yet they have other aquariums where they have some big ass sharks.
They need the room. Their pattern is huge. They never stop moving. You can't do that to something.
I could put in a kiddie pool.
Although then it goes to show, like I forget where I heard it first, but they have the giant cat island where it's an island that's got buffalo on it, and the lions there have grown to just hunt the buffalo, and they're huge buffalo. So the lions in turn have gotten unbelievably huge.
Tigers are better.
I'm just saying this is just one of those things where environment. If you're given a certain environment, I don't know if you can adapt. I don't think because the shark didn't adapt to that, but sharks don't need to adapt to it. They've been around for forever,
For millennia.
Yeah,
unchanged.
Them and then the Crocs, they don't need to change. Short fill or second sometimes are pretty good depending on the manufacturer.
No, and that's something that we've
Absolutely.
said many times. Again,
Absolutely.
one of our favorite cigars that we would just light up and not worry about if we had to put it down and leave it, or we dropped it, was the Cedar Room Selects. Those things were fantastic. They came in a Churchill, a Toro, and a Magnum, short Magnum,
Yeah,
which was
the
basically
nub.
like a little bullet-sized nub. And
Really cool.
those cigars were second, so they never really tasted exactly the same from cigar to cigar, but they were always consistent. They always were tasty, and they were at a fantastic price point.
Could not
So
be it.
there was nothing wrong with to get a short-filled cigar. If I could find those again, I'd buy a box of those things. I really like them. I could just light one up, work on the computer, do some stuff, play some video games, whatever. Oh, it's out. Okay, let me grab another one. Start another one. Just do it all day long with those, and
No
have
big deal.
no complaints.
Sharing with buddies, they don't like cigars after that. Who cares? Because they just it's like $2.50 a cigar when you buy it by the box, and you get a good sized box. Jeff says
Oh.
he's on the board for the Liger. He is his favorite. Ligers are
Now,
awesome.
the
They're
only
they're only
problem
bred
with
for this.
Liger is they're bred for their skills in magic.
Shouldn't let you talk.
And I heard that they're so big that they can't hunt for themselves, so that's why they're all in captivity.
They also can't reproduce.
Right.
So
Well, yeah. But I've seen some pictures of them. They're freaking crazy looking.
They're awesome. They're awesome.
And then we had a question here. If you could be any shark, which shark would you be?
Megalodon.
Damn. Okay. I was like, can we go into the past? Can we do Megalodon? I think Megalodon's pretty freaking awesome. I also like tiger sharks and bull sharks.
It's really cool.
You
know where we haven't been back to in forever?
I also like Shark King.
You're gonna do DC Shark King or Shark King as in
what Tracy Jordan taught me.
Oh, in Japan.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if we should do that. Dennis, how you doing?
You mentioned TPE is at January. Yes.
Yes.
Usually TPE is middle to end of January, beginning of February, and then you have PCA in the summer and July.
Which I cannot wait to get back to. It's always fun, especially when the weather's a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's having a good time. It feels like a little bit more laid back than PCA. It's not as hectic because there's not as many cigar companies,
right?
But it is growing and growing and growing, which I love to see. 50amonth.com. When they are not sold out, our long filler premium Nicaraguans are $2 each for a bundle of 25. Yeah, that's a really good deal too.
Mm-hmm.
I got to check those out too because I hear they're very nice cigars.
Yeah.
Real quick though, back to the ones we're smoking right now. Having this Drunk Chicken, living the dream right now. I don't know if you can see the band very well because the lighting, but it's a very glossy olive drab and gold band with that chicken on there.
I like that colorway.
It looks very good. It reminds me of a high school back at our hometown. Just a little bit different green.
What high school?
Same body colors. Green and gold.
Oh, green and gold.
Yeah. I'm gonna tap that off. 'Cause I saw a little crack in it already, so I'm just gonna make sure it doesn't fall on my lap right now.
As far as my cigar goes, guys, it's had a huge transition into this heavy roasted nutty flavor, like peanuts with the skin still on them that have been heavily roasted, no salt,
Ah, okay.
which is very enjoyable. So this cigar for me, I mean, it may not be perfectly in my wheelhouse to where something I'm going to reach for again right away, but it's been very intriguing as far as the flavor profiles and notes that I'm getting coming out of it have been and have worked together. Um, so if you guys like a complexity of flavors that you may not be able to pinpoint right away, I would definitely pick one up and see what you guys come up with.
I like that, especially when a cigar like it might not be the perfect cigar for you, but you know that someone's going out there is going to enjoy it, and they're going to sit for a minute and actually get to think about it. There's nothing wrong when a cigar isn't complex; it's just tasty. I
Mhm.
love that too. But when it gives you those curveballs of just you don't know exactly what you're tasting right away, it is a wonderful experience. Just kind of go around with it.
So Archie comes with another fantastic question. Padron 1926 or 64 and why? And both Brian and Billy hit the nails on the head.
Those are the two ends of
Brian
this
comes
coin.
through with the 26 because it's more complex, and Billy the 64 because it's richer and creamier. Me personally, if you know me, well, I mean, I tend to agree with Brian like 99% of the time. We have very similar palates and like a lot of the same stuff. Padron's never really been on the top of the list for me. I don't really smoke a whole lot unless it's the 1000 series. Um, when it comes to like the higher end cigars, Padron kind of barely out squeezes Davidoff for me. I'd rather go something like the Byron, or the Atabey, El Septimo, God of Fire, Opus, um, or even an Andalusian Bull because of the price point.
Yeah.
So for me, Padron really isn't one of my go tos when I'm going for something kind of fancy or extra. But I will agree with the 26 because I do feel it is a more complex cigar. Um, I just again for me, I just don't reach for Padrones all that often. It's just not my go to.
I would say, yeah, the 26 is probably going to edge out the 64 just a little bit, but the 64 is absolutely rich and creamy. It's a perfect way to describe it. Wonderful cigar. I do love the 1000 series too. I think you're right. The 3000 is an absolute wonderful
Yeah,
cigar.
yeah,
Can't really go wrong on the whole lineup of them. They're very nice. And I believe I have had the 50th, Jeff. Jeff checking in on YouTube right
the
there.
YouTube machine.
But I still probably would go with the 26. I think that would probably be my first. The price doesn't matter. Scarcity doesn't matter. That's the first Padron I'm gonna go for. And the Padron 7000 is a good price point. Not, yeah, absolutely agree with
Yeah, the whole
that.
1000 series is fantastic. I mean, you really can't go wrong. You're gonna go with a cigar on a more budget friendly price point from a company known for making high end cigars. You know they're gonna do a great job, so you can't go wrong.
Oh, Richard asked about any good tequila lately, and Brian comes with Tears of La Llorona, uh, extra anejo. I actually have heard of that. And I want to try that. There's a lot of tequila out there right now.
Yeah,
And just remember, guys, I'm gonna have to disagree with this, Richard. Don't be chugging your tequila, all right? You're looking at a plant just from the base of this product. It takes 7 to 9 years to reach maturity to get it to the point where they can start the cooking and fermenting and breaking down process to then get to actually make the tequila and let it rest to get to an extra anejo. And you're looking at almost 25% angel share a year.
mm-hmm,
So by
mm-hmm.
the end of it, by that time, you're looking at least 3 years.
Yep.
You're down to a third or a half or a fourth of what it was. Well, that might be a little bit. I think it's like 10% angel share a year,
Either way,
and they're
for
looking
them
at
to take that time and effort to age this beautiful spirit, for Richard to crack open the bottle, chug it.
well. I mean, it's not like we haven't done something like that before.
I will say this real quick. Um, where was it?
Oh man,
the Tears de la Llorona? You guys know us. We love horror. That's why we make horror films in our free time.
it's true.
We love anything horror. We go to Dallas to go to Texas Frightmare. We go down to Hollywood to go to Universal for Halloween Horror Nights, which is fantastic.
Love it.
I have one issue with Halloween Horror Nights, and I don't know if it's a racist thing, being Mexican or whatnot.
It was just
But
no.
they had a La Llorona maze, right? And I love the maze. It's so much fun because
Oh,
they have all
shoot.
the rights to the movie, so
Oh,
they have
shoot.
these fun mazes. Well, they take you by the lake, and whichever version of the I'm sorry, the river, whichever version of the story you know, whether it's she drowned her kids in the lake, or she drowned her kids in the river, or she drowned her kids in the tub, whichever version of the story that you grew up with is fine.
River.
Yeah, we grew up with the river, so you kind of walk past this like fake little river, and then you see La Llorona and you get scared, whatever, and then you go into a bedroom and you see her again and you get scared, and then you go to the church and you see her and you get scared, and then for whatever reason you go into the carniceria, and I think they just ran out of Spanish words they could use for buildings. I mean, what was next? The discotheque?
There was a church which kind of made sense.
Right, the church made sense,
And
the
the
house
river-
made sense, the river made sense.
Yeah.
But why would I
All
go
of
to
a sudden,
carniceria?
Oh, pick up
Just-
your deli meat. So
It's
what
like-
just
I was
happened?
like, oh, I got my asada. Oh, La Llorona, shit. Let me run.
Well,
That made no sense whatsoever.
Okay.
And I laughed my ass off when I saw that, because then it's a big ass La Llorona head coming at you in the carniceria, and I'm like, bro, I'm just up here to pick up some pollo.
okay.
calm
First
down.
of all, think about this. All right, you're at home getting a nice night's sleep, right? Boom, she scares you. So you go to church. You wanna forget about that. Boom, scares you again. So you know what? It's time to go celebrate. You're gonna go to the river. Before you go to the river, you gotta get some meat to barbecue. So you go to the carniceria, and then when you finally get to the river, boom, she gets you. So it all fits in. I think they were trying to make a new movie because the La Llorona movie was okay at best.
I liked it.
It was okay.
I liked
it. Was
it.
all right. Let's get back to some of these. Who's got a better tequila, The Rock, LeBron, or Jordan? I got to try them all. Honestly, I don't try that many celebrity alcohols. I liked Proper 12 as far as the whiskey goes. It was okay,
Mhm.
especially for the budget it was at. Crystal Skull vodka was pretty nice as far as vodka
The
goes.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, that was good stuff. They won a lot of awards with it,
Yeah.
which cool.
And I will say this, going off of just that list of names, I would probably say Jordan was probably the best, because as a cigar smoker, he probably gets that attention to detail and fine notes. Followed by The Rock, because he smells what he is cooking in those vats as he ferments it.
Every time. Okay.
And I just don't care for LeBron James personally.
Bronze is whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, if when he cracked it open, it was LeBron James, then
Every
I'd
time?
I'd laugh my ass off.
Yes. Or the box has one of those like card reader things. Or
Yes.
the card singing thing.
Yes.
Visiting the parents in the desert, I brought with me the Cohiba Diamante, released in 2012, and a Crystal Tubos with a Kappa from 1980 on the cigar.
Oh, bro,
Dang.
from 2012.
Gosh,
Oh, bro,
dang.
those are spoiled, bro. Those have probably gone rancid. Just send them over here and I'll dispose of them properly for you. 'Cause
They've gone bad.
yeah, the cigars have gone bad, bro. You don't want to smoke that. Yeah, your palate deserves better.
I'm going to argue the opposite. I think they will definitely want those. Want to smoke those right away. My gosh, that sounds excellent though. I feel like I'm not missing anyone else. Bought a Padron Black Torpedo from the CRA pack. Very nice. That's another thing. When does that come out again?
It comes out every year. I forget what month. It's right after PC, I think.
Is it?
Right before the holiday season.
I think you're right. I think it's right before the holiday season. It's a really cool pack. What is it? Usually 10 to 15 cigars, something like that.
I think it's like 10 to 15,
And,
something like
and
that.
a year membership
To the CRA, yeah.
to CRA. So it's a really good deal. Really good deal. Oh dang! So he was born in 1980. So he bought. That's cool. That's awesome. That's a good gift right there.
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely is.
I smoked the Rocky until 92. It's okay. Not bad. I think the year 1992 deserves more
Or less.
prestige, but it's fine. It's a good cigar. It was good. It's fine.
It was
Not,
decent.
not my favorite, but it was good.
It was decent.
Now back to this guy though, real quick. I'm getting closer and closer to that end point, but still plenty of cigar to go. So it's been burning very well for at least 45 minutes, because I didn't light up right when the show started. And we're almost at 50 minutes, so I would say 45 minutes out of this Robusto plus another probably 15 to 20. So you're getting a good hour, maybe an hour and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of time for a Robusto right there. 5.5 inches by 50 ring gauge. Can't deny that. Again, for those who might not have heard, this is the Living the Dream, and I want to make sure I get this blend right for you. And that is, again, the Habano wrapper, Ecuadorian binder, and Dominican fillers. And it also comes in that Lancero, so watch out for that if you are up.
You
for
know
a
what I
Lancero.
think it is about my cigar that threw me off is the Peruvian tobacco.
Peruvian.
I'm
threw
not
you off.
used to Peruvian tobacco in a lot of my cigars, so that is kind of like the odd man out that's probably throwing off my palate.
That could be it. What do you call it? Top 3 taco places in Bakersfield. They are all not places, but trucks. You are looking. Well, I guess Taco Bros is a good one. That'd probably be number 3.
Yeah, I could put Taco Bros number 3.
But Guacamole y Mas, which is a taco truck that sporadically shows up near the studio, and it's wonderful. And then there is one that was on the east side of town that used to pop up right by the folks' old house,
Mm-hmm.
the big white house. And the only reason I wouldn't go there more often is at the same time they were going, this little mom and pop grocery store. The son or the dad who owns the place would barbecue on the weekends, and it is some of the best barbecue in Bakersfield right there. There's a lot of good spots. There's plenty of good barbecue, but um, for what you get and how much they just pile onto you,
Actually, I
oh,
won't
so
mend that
good.
though. I think number one would be Mark's house. So Mark, if you're still watching, hint hint.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, or you find any quinceañera, any wedding, you probably find some of the best damn tacos too.
If you're willing to travel a little bit out of Bakersfield to Castaic, there is a spot which I forget the name of the truck right now, but it's the one closest to the Flying J gas station, the biggest gas station there. And they have now a cemented eating area
Mm-hmm.
covered very close to this bar, the Cowgirl Bar or the Country Girl Bar,
Yep.
which looks like a really fun time. I'm wanting to
Oh,
get
like when that one dude came out kicking the door, cussing at
crying.
everybody.
Yeah. If you guys did, just it
Shit
looks
was
like one of those
hilarious.
bars that you should drink one time in your life
Yeah.
at least. Like we did that in where we at where we your buddy's wedding, and then we went to that little side town.
Was it Hemet?
Maybe
Lake Elsinore?
maybe.
It was somewhere down there. It was way far away. That's all I know.
Well, Ventura Oxnard lost their best taco place because my grandma passed. You know,
Mhm,
rest in peace,
mhm.
love her. But maybe her breakfast was probably the number one though. Maybe
Yeah.
not have been the tacos, because when she made breakfast, you're talking about chilaquiles, eggs, beans that were always on the stove, always being added to. You can't leave a grandma's house without eating, and then she embodied that spirit perfectly. Um,
Richard, actually, we're not allowed to dance on the bar top of our favorite bar.
no,
Um,
not allowed.
we're playing tequila, and I wanted to get up and do the Pee Wee Herman dance, but they only allow girls to dance on the bar,
Thank God.
which I think is very sexist, and it's not very PC or woke of them.
Oh my
so I asked for a safe space, and then they asked me to leave.
I asked them to leave. I'm like,
No, but Hogs and Heifers in Vegas and Fremont, uh, it's a very fun bar. It's a biker bar, but it's a very, very fun bar. Well priced on the drinks, cash only though if you ever go. And the girls that work there, they'll dance on the bar every once in a while,
bring up
kind of get the crowd going.
bring up the audience.
And they'll bring up some of the girls from the audience that want to dance. And the only rule is afterwards they'll ask who wants to buy these ladies a shot. And 9 out of 10 times my hand goes up first. I've been beat a couple of times, made me look like a fool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just a fun time. The girls will get up, they'll dance, usually country music kind of stuff. But it's a lot of fun. It's a very rowdy bar when it gets going. Not a whole lot of seating, so you might have to stand if you don't get a seat right at the bar. But we've never had a whole lot of problems. Wait a couple minutes and a couple seats open right up. So
Actually,
yeah,
that's one place I would love to ask you guys. I want to set up just a meetup for TPE. So it's in January. It's usually middle of January, closer to the end a little bit. Usually smack dab in the middle of it.
yeah.
And while we're out there, when we do, the nights aren't too busy because there are the after parties the first night, and then there's like one every night. But we don't go to all of those because it's a lot. What if we put a meetup together just to meet over on Fremont? Because we can smoke inside of Hogs and Heifers. All of Fremont is good to go, and there's bars up and down that. There's live music. The Nerd you can't smoke at, but it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
If we have enough drinks, I'll sing over at Cat's Meow. If you guys want to see that, if you want me to embarrass myself, totally will do that. And it'd just be a meetup and have a fun time. Nothing crazy.
Oh, and I will say I do have some horrible, horrible news.
What's up?
Our plan to rent out the Artisan is now officially dead.
Oh, why? Did you stop doing it?
No, they have become a smoke-free property.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hurt my soul.
really bad.
Well, there are other places. It was a good pipe dream.
Robert, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm clean these glasses real quick. And that's a Debbie Downer to end the show because we're coming up to time very soon.
Oh shoot. Yeah.
But you know, we'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out. At the very least, like I said, Fremont is a beautiful place to do it because you have everything you can kind of need in one spot. We can literally walk to each other. You don't have to stay in the same hotel.
Nope.
There's plenty of room there. The Circa's incredible. That is not smoke free because It is a 21 and over property.
Well, so is freaking Artisan.
You call it, yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Nonetheless, we will make it happen. Yeah, we can't do it at the DFW there. There's not enough room for cigar smokers. Not for that many, at least. No, we got quite a few though.
Yeah.
At one point, I think we topped out at like 50, so that was really cool.
Yep.
But that wind will just get you.
Brutal.
Yeah, oof, rough. But other than that, guys, this Drunk Chicken Living the Dream has been phenomenal.
The Lasagna has been a cornucopia of unique flavors.
Oh, it's been a plethora of uniqueness, huh?
Yes.
It's been a cascade of different strokes for different folks.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's excellent.
So again, I think it was the Peruvian tobacco in this thing that was really throwing off my palate, guys. So if you want to try something interesting, go pick one of these up. Obviously support Drunk Chicken as well. Desiree is absolutely fantastic. We love her very much.
You're gonna want them.
Yeah, sorry about the Artisan, guys.
Oh, we will figure it out, guys. Don't worry about that. Maybe if we get some more feedback, maybe we'll at least have that meetup during TPE. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, guys, we will see you Wednesday for the Second Third podcast. Watch this live 2 p.m. and again we'll be back Friday as well. Interviews will all be up by then, so we'll talk about those. Let us know what you like, what you didn't, what you want to see more of, and don't get into too much trouble.
Yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. For all you longtime viewers and you new viewers like Archie, hope you guys will tune in again and catch us on Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a good one.
Absolutely. And Jeff, have a good time.